These three are all iPhone chargers, but there's something unique about each of them, and I think we gotta talk about this. But before we delve into that, let's take this out because it's a vintage Apple product. Like, this product brings a lot of nostalgia, but let's take that out and let's talk about these two popular iPhone chargers and then what they mean for us users and what they all have to offer. So Charlie, if you're ready for this, let's delve in. So for these two charger variants, they all might look different, but there's something very similar about them, and that's their powertrain. Now these two are both 20-watt iPhone chargers. Some are ascribed 35 watts, but it doesn't matter because what the iPhone needs to charge as minimum is a 20-watt charger. But there's something unique about these two chargers that makes people think one is better than the other or otherwise, and I'm here to break that down. Now this is an iPhone charger. Apple made this, so like it's not like they don't know anything about it. And this is also a 25-watt charger, a Type-C brick. Now most of you keep calling this part of the charger head, but beg you, head means something different in some different ways. So just call it a charging brick or charging adapter. And this is the American version of the charging brick, or should I say. So when it comes to design and compatibility, I would say this is for the American focused market, and it works well in that market because most of the sockets in the American topography are able to adapt to this easily. So it makes it worth the buy, and then it's also slimmer than the other variants, so it's easy to carry around and pack into backpacks and stuff. And moving on from this, we'll go to this, the King of Kings. Now this is also another charging brick made by Apple, and this is also another 20-watt charging brick, and this one specifically is made for the UK market. So you can see they are kind of clunky, chunky design. Yeah, so this is really heavier than the previous, which is the slimmer one, and then this is, should I say, a little bulky, but it comes with this cool mechanical way of packing it that I just really enjoy. And there's no real big trade-off from this other one between the two, apart from the size and then maybe the weight. So this is made for the UK market and any markets elsewhere, and then this is made specifically for the American market. One disadvantage of this one made for the American market is that when you live outside the US, then it means you need to get an extra adapter for this that will be able to convert it from this into this, and that is some way somehow a little bit of hassle. So I will go for this as the winner for design and compatibility. Now moving on, one question people also ask most of the time, and this is a question I've gotten most of the time as a tech reviewer, is which of them charges faster? And looking at it, they look very different, that you would think one is better than one when it comes to charging speed, but don't be fooled by the appearance. They're all 20-watt brick chargers, and they can charge your iPhone or probably any phone maybe from 0 to 50% within a minimum of 30 minutes. So they all have the same charging speed. No one weighs anyone. Like, it's a tie for them when it comes to speed. So yeah, that's a trade-off. That's a trade-in rather. The next thing we are supposed to look at about these two is safety and then their quality. Now when it comes to build quality, most people complain that this one gets spots easily, which I don't totally subscribe to, because if I had the opportunity to choose any of these two chargers based on safety and performance, I would go for this one rather, because the UK brick has a built-in fuse which helps to protect your devices more, and then it also has this third plug which is the grounding plug. But for the American variant, you can see it only has the earth and then the positive and negative. Let's just put this. This is safer because it has the fuse in there and then the third leg, which makes it more safer as an option when you are choosing a charger. Moving on from there, we go to compatibility and then convenience. Now, as someone who lives in Ghana, travels around other countries, UK, someone who travels a lot between countries, I think this will be a better option because it has a universal plug with the 3 legs standing. But this particular variant makes the work a little difficult because some countries do not have a widespread of this kind of plugs for you to connect to. So it makes it a little difficult because it's not just a 2 plug, but it's a flat 2 plug. So it's a little maybe of a hassle if you're outside the US for you to use it. So I think that's the main difference between the two of them when it comes to compatibility. So moving on to our final point, we'll talk about the real world experience. And with this, let me be honest here. The 2-pin US one is a hell for me. So I prefer the UK brick because it's portable, and I kind of find it interesting to use because this one, when you put it in the socket, it fits in totally, and then you don't have to go through any hassles when you're moving, because I'm someone who uses my phone a lot of times while it's on charge, even though that's not a safe thing to do, but I'm compelled to use my phone while it's on charge, and this comes in handy. But when you're using this and maybe you have a situation where you're supposed to use your phone while on charge, bro, forget. You might lose your temper because any small movement, the charger shifts out of its place and your phone disconnects, which is very much of a heartbreak to realize. So in all, I personally use the UK brick, and I will recommend you also try it because it's a better option than this. With all the comparisons made so far, I think I have to pull out my scorecard and let's check. Yeah, so when it comes to portability, the US charger wins. When it comes to safety, because of the inbuilt fuse and then the grounding cable, the UK is the best option. When it comes to socket fit, that's what I told you just right now, that the UK is the best fit. When it comes to charging speed, they're all the same thing. It's just a matter of preference and then, fashion. Because right now electronics are also fashion, so yeah. And then when it comes to daily usability, the UK still wins because of its extra advantage of a fuse and then the grounding cable. I keep forgetting it, but yeah, so I think that's basically it. So if you're going out there to buy an iPhone charger or a charging brick for any device at all, you're picking any of these two, just remember, Bell recommended I choose the UK brick because it's a safer option. Alright, so that is it for the charging bricks. And if you've watched the video this far, then I believe you're an iPhone user, so Charlie, go check out my recent review about the iPhone XR, which should be, let me guess it right, somewhere here. So we'll go watch it and we'll go meet in that video, Charlie. See you in the next one.